Okay, so today we're going to see how to design a website. It's okay now? The sound is okay? Okay, cool. So, alright, so today we're going to see how to design a WordPress website. We have, uh, yeah, I'm recording. So we have our C panel here. So I was trying to indicate before the sound started disturbing a little that we have an IP address. When you buy hosting online, anywhere you buy hosting online and a domain name, yes, you're buying a place online where you keep your website files, so that when somebody wants to see it, they can just use an address now, like a house, to access that particular file. So normally when you have a hosting space, even without a domain name, when you just have a hosting space, there is what we call the IP address, which is the link to that particular host. That is the main address of that host. So if someone wants to access information from your website, they can simply go to that particular address and then they access it. But now these numbers here are very complicated to understand. So I'm saying IP address in this particular case, since it's a shared hosting, it means that if you're having a website, for example, like this particular case, it means if you want to access it, you have to do something like that, and then you put slash, maybe easy things. Oh, what's this? If I can just get it right. Okay, then you put something like that, and then to access that particular website. I mean, every time you want to access the website from that shared hosting, you have to do this. So this is actually very complicated. So that is where the domain names now come into place. So the domain names now are a textual representation of these long numbers and stuffs. So this one here now will just represent all of that. So you don't need to type this. All you need to do is to simply seems like someone wants to come in there. Let me check. I need to view all, admit. Okay, so welcome to everybody who is just entering. Alright, so I was saying here that we have an IP address, and this IP address is a representation of what? It's like the address of the house where you're putting your website files. And when somebody wants to access your files, normally, that is without the domain name, normally they have to use your IP address and maybe some kind of directory. Like for example, here we are using a shared hosting. When we talk of shared hosting is in a case where we have many people using the same host. So that is a shared hosting. So they use one IP address, meaning that if person A has a website called Easy Things, his own link will be that IP address / Easy Things. If there's another person code request, it will be that particular IP address / code request. I can't even see my keyboard. So if only I can put a slash there. Come on. Okay, / code request, something like that. So for one person it will be / easy things, the other person will be / code request. But you see that this particular link here is too complicated to access a website. So to simplify everything, that's where domain names now come into place. So for this particular exercise, we're doing it online. We have a host already. This is a host where we are going to put our website file. So when you actually purchase hosting services, they will give you what you call a control panel. They provide you with a control panel where you actually place your website file. So you get a control panel and you also purchase a domain name. So the domain name now is going to serve as what? As the name, the textual link to your website. So you're going to get a domain name and then you get space where you now place your website. I think he did discuss about hosting on the very first day of this particular course. He explained a little bit more about hosting there. Alright, so normally now we have this particular domain name. This is what we are going to be using, and as you can see, I have simply just clicked there and opened it, and we have this index of. So it's displaying this way because as of this moment we have done nothing yet. So the domain name is there and the hosting space is empty, so there is no file in our hosting space. So that's why it actually displays like this. But with time we're going to put something there. Okay, so let me close this and this. So this is Fast Host City, where I'm actually getting this particular hosting package from. So there are many hosting packages here which you can actually buy and enjoy yourself. We even have a free for all package here. So this free for all means that you just buy a domain name and you have free hosting for a year. So let's continue with what we are doing here. So this is the cPanel, the control panel for our website. Like I said, when you buy everything, they give you this control panel that you use to manage your website. So in your control panel, if I scroll down a little, so this particular control panel type is called cPanel. So the reason why I'm indicating this even is because there are many types of control panels. So if we even search on the internet, different type of host control panel, if we say different types of host control panels, we'll see that there are so many different types of control panels online. There's a cPanel, there's Plesk, there's hPanel, there's direct admin. But this particular type that this hosting provider is giving us is called cPanel. So don't get confused in future. If you see something a bit different, like the design looks different, it means that they are using a different control panel. But the name for this particular control panel we are using is called cPanel. Now this cPanel, if I scroll down a little, we have a section here for files, and then we have the file manager. So the file manager is naturally where you will place your website file. So it contains a folder and a place where you're going to put your website files. Anything that has to do with files inside the file manager. So if I open this now, it's going to redirect me now to this. Okay, perfect. So this is my file manager. As you see, it's indicated that the file manager. And the very first thing I want us to actually see is this public HTML. So a minute there, let me accept the other guys who have just come in. I think some people are just coming here. I can't seem to see. Where do I accept them? Where do I accept them? Where do I accept them? There's no indication here. Host controls. Where is this? Where is it? Either way, so let's just continue. Okay, so here we have the file manager. Perfect. So the file manager, like I said, is where the files and folders of your website are going to be found in. That is why it's called file manager, because that's what it's meant for. So if you scroll down a little, or just look here, we have a folder here called public HTML. So this guy is responsible for displaying the website. That is, all your website files will be found inside this particular folder. So this public HTML is like the house, so, or let's say the room. So remember, I did say that when you buy or you go to a hosting provider, they will give you hosting services. That is, they provide you with space online. So let's say they provided you with a house. Let's just take a much more visual example. They provided you with a house online. Now, in that particular house, you're going to get a room. Now, that particular room is called public HTML. Now, that room is where you put your website files. When you put your website files in that room, anybody now who wants to access your website through a domain name or that domain name which you bought, they will see your website because you placed it inside that particular room. So the room in this particular context is this folder which we call public HTML. So now in this public HTML, I can just do something random. So what I'm going to do now, don't bother much. If you don't know anything about coding, don't bother. I just want to show you what actually happens in this case. So I'm going to edit this. It seems some new people have just joined. So let me quickly go and activate them. Activate admit. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's go back here and I'm just going to say hello. Just put some text in there. It does not really matter. So I'll just save changes. So for this, at this particular time, I've just placed the file in there. Let's say this is my website file. Like I said, this is where your website file needs to be in this particular case. So I have just placed my website file there. And now I can access this particular domain name. So the domain name here is called easythings.net. So I'm going now to open a new tab and just type easythings dot, hope I get it correctly, .net, and see what happens. It says hello. So just by placing our website file in here, we make it accessible to the public. So that's, if you even check the name says public HTML. It's just simply saying that this is where you should put your website files so that anyone who wants to access your website should see them. Okay, so this is the public HTML. Okay, that's just about it. I just wanted you to know about this particular area here. The other things that concerns the file manager are very much advanced. For a beginner, you don't need to bother much about them. Okay, let's go back now to our control panel. So with control panels like this one, like the one called cPanel, we sometimes have very handy tools, some very good tools that are automatically in there, which you can use in the case where you want to just quickly install a website and just do your thing. Then you have very useful tools in here. For example, for this particular case, we have Softaculous, which is a very handy tool for installing WordPress. Someone is there as well. Let me just admit this person. Okay, so Softaculous is a very useful tool for installing WordPress. So I believe you were already told yesterday that WordPress is a content management system, a very useful content management system, and it's very famous for building websites out there. And it is known currently that more than 70% or more than 60% even of websites that are currently online are built with WordPress, because it's very quick, it's very fast. You can do things quickly. You don't need to know or have any coding knowledge. It makes things very quickly. Okay, so there are many ways to which you can actually install WordPress. I did say I was going to tell you that. I'll show you the different methods. Explain the different methods, and then we are going to simply implement one of those methods. So like I said, there are many ways of installing WordPress. You could decide to work locally, that is on a local server. You just create your local server and you work there. To do that, it means you will need to have a local host on your computer, meaning you don't need to go online and buy hosting services. You can simply have somewhere on just your computer where you can just put your website files. So we call that the local host, and there are many free softwares out there that provide us with that option. So very useful softwares there. So we don't even need to stress about that. There are useful softwares there. We have Xampp, we have WAMP, and so many others. So those are softwares which you just need to install, and then you do your thing. You just go quickly with that. So I don't really want to go into detail concerning this, but if you really want to know how to work with WordPress on a local host, then I have a tutorial on YouTube. So there's a particular tutorial on YouTube which I've made. So you can just come to YouTube here and you search easy things. So you search easy things with a Z like that, and you're going to see this. So you scroll down. So these are my videos. You can get it's a WordPress Made Easy course. It's just a very short course there. So this is a playlist you can watch to understand what it's all about. So if you actually want to learn how to work with WordPress locally, you can check that later. Okay, but for this particular tutorial or this course that we are seeing today, we'll just implement it online, which is fastest, using Softaculous. So I'm going to kind of open this on a new tab, and there. Okay, so I should keep this away for now. Alright, so with Softaculous is a built-in tool that comes mostly with the cPanel. I don't really know about the other panels, but it comes mostly with the cPanel. What makes it interesting is with this particular tool, you can install WordPress easily. You don't have to go through a lot of stress, which you would normally go when you're doing the manual installation. So with this one, it comes with additional options. So you can install WordPress, then you can manage WordPress too. So apart from the installation, it gives you the ability to carry out proper management of your WordPress website. So I would highly recommend this when you want to install WordPress on your cPanel. I will highly recommend that you use Softaculous. It comes with very interesting features. So just to confirm, I hope that everybody still gets me. So I think some people had already gone out, but so those who are left, I hope you're getting me. Okay, so I'm going to click on install. So going to click on install. Perfect. So all you need to do is to click on install. So when you click on install, it goes through this particular process now, where there's practically nothing much you need to do here. You just need to make sure that the protocol here, you leave it as HTTPS, is perfect. This is your domain name, you also leave it as that. And now we have an option here for in directory. In this particular case, we are going to remove this WP. So what is happening here is this: if we actually leave this WP, it means if someone wants to access our website, they always need to come and do something like this. They put your website name there, .net or .com, and then they have to come and put /WP like this before they access your website. But this is not actually what we want. So we want that when somebody comes to our website, they should be able to access it without putting that /WP. So we're going to get rid of this thing from here. So we don't want that. So remove it. Okay, so the current version of WordPress, that is the very latest version of WordPress, is version 6.0.1. So we're going to keep it at that. We have the site name, we can call it blog, or let's just call it easy blog, whatever. So the site description, we're going to say test blog. Perfect. So I'm going to leave the credentials as admin and pass as they are there, but in your own case, I think it's very good for you to make it secured. I might even change this here and put admin as well, because I want something that is quite simple for this particular preview, this course which are going on now. So but in your own case, I think you should put passwords which are very secure, very secure, because that is how the administrator will access the website and do modifications. If your password is not secured and someone gains access, so that is someone who does not own the website gains access to your back end, that is your dashboard, then there's going to be a lot of problems. So at this point, make sure that your website password, that is the admin account password, is very secured. So don't use common stuff like admin. So this is actually not very good, but I'm still doing it though. So we scroll down now. I think practically that is all you need to do here. Don't bother about the advanced options. Those will install automatically. Just click on install. So if you click on install, it's going to check everything is okay, then it installs. So it takes some few minutes and then that's it, it's done. So the installation is done. We've already installed WordPress, and if we just go now to this particular website, remember we had this hello stuff there, but if we now go and then we just press enter to refresh, see what happens. We now get our sweet simple WordPress website in few seconds. We've already installed it on our domain name and hosting space there. So if we go back now to the file manager, remember we came to the file manager and we saw that this is where we normally place our website files so that they can be visible. And if we come there now and then we refresh, because we've added something, we've done some changes, we need to refresh this file manager. So I can simply come here where you have this reload and click on reload and see what happens. We have some files now in here. These files now represent your website files. So all these files now are the files which Softaculous has installed at the public directory so that your website can preview. So all these files here belong to this particular website. So you see that you don't even need to do any coding. In a few seconds, you already have a very interesting preview, as you can actually see there. So now we are going to see more about Softaculous a little. So at this point now, after the installation, this is what is given to you here, the administrative URL. Now what is the administrative URL? So this is simply the link that you, as the administrator of the website, whenever you want to do some changes to your website, if you want to add content or you want to remove content from the website, that particular link you will use is what we have here. It's called the administrative URL. So just a second, there seems someone has just come in. I should probably, there's nobody. Okay, so that is what we call the administrative URL. Right, so meaning if someone comes here and open this link on a new tab, you're going to see what will happen is going to redirect to the administrative dashboard. So now this is what we refer to as a dashboard. So normally it won't display like this in all cases. It's because we're actually using Softaculous. So with Softaculous, as long as you're logged into the cPanel, you don't even need to know the password. If you are logged into the cPanel, even if you don't know your password, and that, as long as you're capable of opening this admin link from this point, it is going to redirect you automatically. We just log you in. That is why it seems logged in here. So I think at this point everything is okay. We can scroll down a little. You see it says return to WordPress WordPress management. I think I'm just going to click there. So just return to WordPress management. I'll just click that and it's going to redirect me now to this particular WordPress management. And if you notice, you notice the WordPress installation, what we have just installed now. This is the URL there. We have the name of the website we just put place now. We have login. So this is a button, a very useful button. If I just click this button, it redirects me and locks me in as an administrator at once. So I don't even need to put any password on that, anything. So just by clicking this button, it locks me in. So this is just the overview there. There are other very advanced features which I recommend you can check on my YouTube channel at Easy Things. I think I did a lot of explication. I kind of explained a lot about this particular area, but you don't need to know much about this. Just how to install WordPress and how to log in is fine. You also have a button here to update if you want to. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the cPanel now. So I'll click here to go back to the cPanel. I know it's taking long for us to go into the website design, but it's very, very useful that you understand this process. It's very, very useful. So we've gone back to the cPanel. So I'll scroll down and we'll go again into Softaculous. So there's something I want to show you here. So if we go back now into the Softaculous, remember we just installed WordPress. So just by going back in there, automatically you can then see that it tells you that you have already installed WordPress in this particular area. So this is our latest installation. So that is it. So even if you have to go there again the second time, maybe you forgot that you installed WordPress there, and I don't know how you forget, but in case you forgot and then you go in there, you will still notice that particular installation there. So that is it for this particular area. I don't think we need to see much here. Now let's go into the website proper. Okay, so let's see. I think we are kind of done with the cPanel. We won't really see much there. Our main aim of using the cPanel was to kind of install WordPress. So I think I'm going to close everything that does not have to do with this. I'll just get only our website here. This is all we need here. So everything else can close up here. We don't need anything else here. So we don't need this. So okay. Alright, so the only thing we need here is our WordPress website, and probably that too because you're sharing my screen. Alright, so now currently this is our WordPress website, what we have just installed using Softaculous from our cPanel. That is it. So it looks kind of nice, but it still looks too simple with no content. So we need to modify this to suit our taste, to put our content, so that when someone comes to this website, the person should see what we want them to see. So that's the main use there. We want people to see what we want them to see. Okay, so then now we have this particular, you remember at the level of the cPanel we saw a link that looked like this. We have /wp admin. We actually did see this. So this is actually the URL that will redirect us now, so that we can then log in as the administrator of the website, as the owner of the website. So when we go to this particular link, we are now the owners of the website. We want to do modifications on that website. Okay, it's very simple. You just put /wp admin at the end of your domain name. That's as simple as that. Just put /wp admin at the end of your domain name, and then that's fine. All right, so if I come now here, I just press enter. That's all. Just press the enter key there after putting that. There, so we've been redirected now to a login form. Remember that when we were doing the installation at the level of Softaculous, we did actually place I think it's the username or the email, and then there's a password too. I think you remember that, and that those particular credentials which we actually did place there, we need those credentials now. Remember I told you that your credentials need to be very secure, because WordPress is quite common. Many people know WordPress. Imagine someone just coming here, just putting WP admin there, and then he knows your password and then just logs in and then does nonsense on your website. So you need to make sure that your website password is extremely secured. So I'm just going to come in and just put admin because that's what we actually placed. Of course, I'm going to remove this at the end of this particular video so that nobody else should come and mess with it. Alright, so there we have been redirected now to the dashboard again. You saw that before, when we were using Softaculous, we did not need to do the login because Softaculous already comes with management there. It already has a management system, meaning you just need to click login and locks you in automatically. You don't need to put the credentials there. So you just click login and it just redirects you. It already knows your username and password. It just locks you in. So but in this particular case now is when you are not using the software close. Yeah, maybe you're at home, you feel bored, you don't want to open your cPanel, then yeah, you can just do it this way and then you log in. That is why you need to make sure your credentials are secured as well. So I hope everybody's at least understanding what we have been seeing so far. Before we continue, if there's anyone we still find a little bit of difficulties, it seems like how many people are there? So if there's anyone we still find any difficulties, they can indicate and we will obviously answer their questions. So but we're going to continue though. Okay, so now this is our WordPress dashboard here, and we want to come up with our website. So I'm just going to click this to open this on a new tab, and there. So I have actually opened this particular easythings.net on a new tab. If you can see, this is the actual website which we have here now, and this is what we call the dashboard. So the website is at this point, and this is our dashboard. So if I scroll down a little, at this point we have the header, we have the content of the website, and we have our footer here, our small footer that also has our title. So it's quite simple. But now the dashboard, the WordPress dashboard, so this is what we refer to as the dashboard, and this is what you will mostly use to manage your WordPress website. And we will not really go into detail into seeing everything here. I think as I go into the process, you will kind of get an idea of how some of the items they work. But I think with your eyes you can already see what happens here. You already have pages, you have posts, you have media, you kind of understand already what's going on here. So you kind of see that we have pages, and here we have posts, of course. Like you should have already known, or well, I should as well just indicate to you that at first WordPress was not actually meant for designing websites. So that is it. So WordPress wasn't really made at first for designing websites completely. So it was made simply for kind of just for newspapers. So you have a post, for example, you want to just display news, you create categories for that particular post, and you just display online on the internet. That was the very first use of WordPress. But with time, people saw that WordPress was kind of very, very interesting because you could add features, you could do so much with it, and that actually spiked the growth of WordPress as well. So with time, they started adding features, started adding design, started making it much more beautiful, and before we even knew it, we started designing websites with WordPress. So perfectly, we can go here. So here we have what we call appearance. So the term appearance there already gives you an idea. When we talk of appearance, is just the design, that is the actual look of the website. How does the website look? That is the appearance of the website. So this particular section here is used to manage the appearance of that particular website. And in here now we have what we call themes. If we just click this, let's click it. So just by clicking this and we open it, you can already kind of guess what is happening here. So we have these particular looks. You can just call them like looks. So you can see this like dresses, for example. You are a human being and you wear many kinds of dresses. You have a wardrobe with so many types of dresses there. And from time to time, you can simply just get any dress you like and you wear. And there you look different with a new dress. So that's practically the same idea here. So you can see these guys here, these boxes here, these themes as dresses. So if you want your website to wear this particular dress, then you simply need to put the dress on by activating it. So if I click there, activate it, meaning I'm telling my website to put that particular dress on. And if I go now and I refresh, boom, now the website has actually worn the dress, literally. And we see that the design, the actual design of the website has changed to this particular look. So that's just what a theme is. So a theme is simply there to kind of modify the look, the design, the text, kind of just the design of the website in general. So if you want your website to look in a particular way, just get a theme that matches what you want. That's just how that's how it works. Okay, so and interestingly, you can add themes. It's very, very cool. Yeah, you can just add themes. you just click add the new there, and very 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 good, because we have free themes online. So WordPress is quite famous, so you have very very high level good free designs online that you can actually use. But just so you know, just like in everything, these particular designs here, we have two categories of them. We have the free designs obviously, and then we have those which are paid. So we have designs which are free, and then we have others which are actually paid for. So someone is actually on meeting. Okay, so we have two types of designs. We have the designs which are free, and then we have those which we normally would pay. So free themes and paid themes. So the free themes are professional. The free themes are professional too, but they kind of have limitations. I think someone still wants to enter. To say Google Meet Educations allow. Okay, so we have two categories, like I've already said. We have the free and the paid, and the free themes kind of are professional themes that have certain limitations. What do I mean by limitations? I mean that, for example, I can have a theme like this particular one, and the theme has let's say a header that permits you put text at this particular point. Now for that particular theme, since it's a free theme, they don't give you the option to move that text to the center, for example, or to the end. So they only make it that you can only put the text at this particular point. So you are limited, so you cannot move that text to this point or to this other point. The text stays there. So we get those certain limitations with free themes, that is, you cannot do some changes, some things just stay the way they are. But now when you get professional themes, you notice that you have more control over the website. There are so many changes you can apply on your website and so on and so forth. But for someone who is beginning, you naturally, sometimes you won't even need the professional theme, if you can as well just do what you want with the free theme, you see. So let's just search here and we can get any theme that suits our taste. Just look, you see how beautiful they are. There are so many interesting themes here, so many of them. So you can search for anyone that suits your taste, and I kind of like this one, so I'm just going to click on install. So I just want to install it so that we actually see what actually works there. So to install, you just click the install button. I think it's very very visible there. It shows install. You just click install and then it installs it for you. So that is actually installing. I think depending on the speed of your internet connection, it should install faster. So my connection seems to be really working on a lot of things. So I think install, in a few minutes the installation will be done. So I'm going to wait patiently. So when it's actually installing, you don't have to do anything else, because I think if I come here now and I try to open, I think, okay, no, it's fine. I think that actually is with plugins. Alright, so you see it shows installed, means it has actually been installed, and then now the button that normally would have been installed is now showing activate, meaning that this guy is already part of the family, or you've already bought the dress and kept on your wardrobe. You now just need to wear it. So let's just wear this particular thing, just wear the dress, click there to activate it, and come on. Okay, think, all right, cool. So this guy has actually installed. If we now come, for example, here and just click to refresh, see how it normally looks. So it looks kind of blank. Yeah, it looks kind of blank. Now, reason being that normally this particular design you see here, since it is actually a free theme, this, what you actually see here, is a preview from what we call a demo. So this is a demo, meaning that the person who actually made this design, this is what he normally used at first. But you now, who is actually trying to make the design with WordPress, you will not get all of this design. So if you want to get this design, you can import the demo. But that feature now, the importing of the demo, in some cases it is available for professional themes. But now this theme does not provide us with a demo, and I don't like it. So let's look for another theme that will work well for us. I think there's a theme that I have in mind I'll just click on add new, and this theme works well because it comes with makes things very easy for us. I think the theme is called Astra, so you can just search Astra there. So it's a very good theme that comes with a lot of demos. I think this one will do. So this is what we call the Astra theme. This is the Astra theme here. So I'm just going to click here to install this one. So the Astra theme here, though it's a free theme, it's actually a free theme, but it kind of has very useful features. You don't need to stress much. A lot of good features there, and then it comes with demo. So the demo, like I said, is the actual design that you see in this preview, which you normally will not have when you install the theme. You see that this one looks blank. I kind of like how sweet it looks. Okay, so this is installing. I think it's going to take some time again for it to install. Okay, a few seconds, I think it'll be done. I think few seconds will be okay. Okay. Wow, my connection seems to be slow. There's a lot going on in the background. Okay, so it's actually installed successfully, so I'm just going to click on activate. Alright, so let's check Astra. If I come now here, for example, and I just refresh, see what happens. We have blank. It actually looks blank as well. So but now we need to actually now apply some kind of design to it, import the demo, a demo design, so that we can modify. So to do so, the moment you install Astra, so you check this very carefully. The moment you just install Astra theme, look at the top here. It says, thank you for installing Astra. Did you know Astra comes with dozens of ready to use starter templates? So this is very useful. Starter templates. So install the starter template plugin to get started. So you just click on the get started button. Now another theme which has been introduced here is called plugin. So this is another important asset when it comes to a WordPress website. So normally when WordPress website comes, they actually just come with a design, a theme, and then you just put what you want to put there, and that is it. Now what if you want to add some additional features? For example, you have a WordPress website like this one, and you want to make it that let's say a WhatsApp icon appears here. For example, let's check fasthostcity.com. Let's use that as an example. So let's say you just want that a button or an icon should appear at the side there. How do you do it? You make use of a plugin. So you simply install a plugin that will permit you to get that particular icon. So you can see a plugin as what? As the means of adding functionality. So you can add more functions to your website using plugins. For example, we have the case of this particular icon here. You see this icon? Yeah, this sweet looking WhatsApp icon, which when you click, it takes you to WhatsApp. So this is actually the job of a plugin. So by installing a plugin, it just gives you that. As you see, WordPress websites don't come with it, so they don't come with that. But if you want that particular option, you need to install a plugin. So where do you install plugins before we continue? Why do you even see plugins before you install them? If we go back to the dashboard normally, so I'm going to go back to the dashboard. If you notice, I've left this open here. We did click on that get started before, so we are coming to this very soon, but let's just see a little bit about plugins. So if you notice, we have a section here called plugins, and it's very easy. You have installed plugins, meaning if I click here, I will see all the plugins which I've installed, and then I click here, I will see the new plugin. So I can add new plugin by clicking add new there. And if I want WhatsApp icon, for example, I was talking of the WhatsApp icon, I can just search for a plugin that will provide me with that WhatsApp icon. So I can just search WhatsApp, for example. So let's just search WhatsApp there, and there. So this guy says, you see that there are so many options from here. Now how do you know which one to choose from? Check the rating. You see the ratings there. So like this one kind of almost full. This is very full, I think. So you can check out the ratings. So these ratings are from people who use WordPress like you, and who have actually experienced that particular plugin. They have checked it and they see that, well, it is worth giving a 5-star. So you can actually get from this particular idea there. You see the number of people who have used it as well. So this has 121. This also here has 395. I think I'll go for this one. I think this one too will be good, but it has so many options and I don't want that. I only want something that is simple, that just for WhatsApp. So this one says WP Social. I think even though it might have some other options, but it's much more less. And it comes to another aspect that is very, very important on your website, because plugins, since they add options to your website, when you add too many plugins, it's like you're adding too many options to a website, and that website might become slow, which is not very, very good. So avoid putting plugins that you do not need. That don't just go and install, just be installing because you want to install. No, install only what you need and activate only what you need. So don't install plugins that you are not using. So I'm coming here now just to click activate. So I'll just click on activate there. I hope everything is fine. Okay, so this is the plugin which I've just activated. If we go to install plugins, we have social chat. And remember, a few minutes ago we were talking of starter templates, so this is it here that has been installed as well. We'll go to this one very soon. So this is what we have just installed, and it gives us a small link under here that says settings. So if I click on these settings, we go to the settings for this particular guide, this particular plugin. Okay, so in most cases it's just for you to kind of have a sense of just checking around. So it's not like you must actually know how this plugin works. So you yourself, when you come in here, you just check, you see welcome, okay, you see button, you just click on it, you verify. It kind of gives you an idea. You say the button rounded, disable, whatever. So you kind of just check out the settings and then you save changes and then you see if it displays on your website. So in most cases it will display, in some other cases it won't. But as you can see here, we get this sweet WhatsApp look at the bottom here. So this is the job of a plugin, and there are many types of plugins with different options. There are plugins which you can use instead to design your website, that is, you put color, you put your text, give it the cool look, make it beautiful. So there are plugins that can do that. We call those plugins page builders. We also have plugins that are like tools that are just there to carry out some certain activities. For example, if I want to let's say I want to change all the text that have the word start everywhere on the website, it will be very, very, very tedious if I have to open every place and just start and changing it. So it means that I want to change anywhere on my website that has start to stop. And then let's say I have like 3,000 places. How do I do that? So you can get a plugin that will serve as a tool. They call that one a tool. An example, we have Better Search. So that particular plugin, now you install it normally and it's going to help you now to simply change. You just indicate that I want start to be changed to stop everywhere on my website, and it's going to do that for you. So there are plugins that are like tools, some are page builders, and also some will just apply some options like this one on your website. So there are many types of plugins, but the very two main categories of plugins that you always see, just like with the theme, are the paid and the free plugins. So those are the two main, because normally there are paid ones and there are free ones too. Okay, and there are plugins that even if they have a pro version, they kind of also have a free version too. So there are plugins that come in two categories. So there you can see there is a particular plugin, for example, like Elementor plugin, that you have the free version and you have the professional version. You will come to see Elementor with time. Elementor is a page builder plugin, use it to design. Okay, so we have Elementor, we have others that also have that particular aspect. They have a free version and a paid version. Alright, so let's stop the talking and just let's start acting. Okay, remember we did click on get started before when we were doing our Astra installation. So I'm just going to click on build your website now, so you can actually watch this video. I think I'll recommend that you actually watch it to get more information about this particular Astra theme and how things work. But if you are the kind of person who don't really have time to check that like me, then just click on build your website. Alright, so now it tells you to select page builder. Now remember, I did say something a few minutes ago about page builders, as they are used to kind of design, add content to your website. So that's practically what a page builder is all about. You use it to build a page. You are building things, you're building blocks on your website. That's the job of a page builder. Alright, so we have the block editor, which is by default. So this is what normally comes with WordPress. They call it a block editor. Then we have Elementor, which I just spoke of, and we also have Beaver Builder. So I'm not really going to check for these two. I think I like Elementor. I'm just going to click on Elementor, and there. All right, so now we have been redirected to a page or a section here with different website designs. Look at that. So there's so many of them there. You can see. All right, so it's actually loading. My connection is not very perfect, but you can actually see what's happening there. You have so many website designs, and you notice that some of them are premium. So some are premium and some are paid. So we have some website designs which are premium. Where was I? So some of these particular designs here are premium, like this one, like this one, like this, meaning that if you want to actually use them, you need to pay money. But we don't have money to waste. We need something that is free. We are Cameroonians, we love free things. So let's look for something interesting here. I think this one will go, but it depends on you. You can choose any one of your choice. So you can choose any one that you like. I think I'll go with this one to see how it looks like, creative block. So let's go with this one here. I'm going to click on it, and it's free, means there's no premium icon there. I'll just click on this. So the moment you actually click on it now, it's going to take you here where you're requested to put your logo. Very, very important aspect there. So I believe we all know what a logo is. I think everybody has heard about a logo before, and that's it. So you can upload a logo here, and a recommended dimension for your logo is 180 by 180, meaning the width and the height of the logo. This is what is recommended, but you can actually upload anything of your choice. So to upload in WordPress, when you click, you will normally be redirected to this upload media section, where you can click select files to choose the file you want to upload. So now you'll be redirected to choose the file you want to upload. So I can come here, for example, let's say I want to upload my logo. I'll come here now and just let's see, this logo can go, or this one, or this one. Well, either of them there is good, so I think I'll take this one and I'll just upload it. So when you upload, it's going to save it somewhere on your WordPress website, so that if you want to use it again, you can reuse that particular image. So you see that it has been saved somewhere. You can put the alt of the image. Is very important. So the alt is like the description of that particular image. I can say easy things logo, whatever. So just put that there, and then we'll click select. Alright, so you can actually see how the logo you place there will look like if you actually leave it to load properly, so that it was still struggling to load before. But if you now leave it to load properly, you see that you see the preview, it's really small, so I would like to increase the width. So I can come here and just move it. You see, as I'm doing the changes, it's increasing. I think somewhere around there. I kind of like it like that. It's perfect. Okay, so I can just click on continue. Now the next thing that has to do here is with the color. So you simply have to choose the color you like. You see, just by clicking a particular color palette here, you can get the changes that are applied on these other sides. So I think this one kind of suits my brand. I mean, my color, the color of my logo and everything. I think I'll go with this. So I select that particular one there. Now the font. So you can choose any font of your choice. So for those who are hearing the word font for the first time, font is like the writing style of a computer. The writing style of your computer, that's what the font is. So these are the available fonts here, but the font which I like for my brand is Montserrat. So I'll click Montserrat. So I'll make sure that it's set at Montserrat. So I'll just click it. So you can move your mouse over here and then you select the font which you want for your brand. So you select that one there. So this is what is there by default, but you can select what you want. So when you're done, you click on continue, and they are going to ask you some few questions, but you don't actually need to fill it. If you want, you can, but you don't actually need to fill it. So this is what is going to be done. It will import the customizer setting, you import widgets, you install the required plugins, meaning that there are plugins that you will have normally installed, that is some options that you have to add on the website, which you would have done it manually, but since you are going it this way, it's going to install automatically for you, and then it's going to import now the content. The content now is what? The images. The images which are already there, everything else is going to be imported. All the images and all that will be imported. So I think that is very good. And I will just click submit, and so that our website can start importing. So as you can see, the import has started. It's going to take some time. So it's actually going to take some time. And it depends on your internet connection. So it's going to install all the required plugins. So it does everything for you at once. So while that is installing, there is the fasthostcity.com, which we were talking about. We have a free for all hosting package. So this is for you guys. We actually presented this package here for you people. Yeah. So we want to make it easy for you who want to learn. So you don't want to, let's say you're still learning and you want to put your website online. We have this particular package here. So all you need to do is to get a domain name, and then we provide you with 1 GB hosting space, which you can also test professional email accounts. You have up to 3 to test. So you just pay for a domain name of 10,000 francs, and then we give you this for a year. So for 1 year, you're going to have free hosting. You don't need to pay for it. So that's practically this particular free for all package. Alright, so if you need it, you simply need to click the WhatsApp icon here, and you'll be redirected to the chat. You send your message in there. Okay, so cool. So this guy has successfully installed. Okay, so he just needed that. We wait patiently. Now it has installed successfully. So it now just says congratulations, your website is ready. So just click view your website. So we're going to click view our website to view the website. So click view your website, wait patiently. I said my connection is not very perfect, that's why I see things are running a bit slowly. I will close this, we don't need it again. Internet is really slow. Okay, so but it's actually loading. I think it should come with a design. Alright, so it's actually there, the design is there, and it's actually installing. So it installed successfully, and I see what we actually installed before is still there. So I think it installed successfully, though I'm still noticing that well, the icon which the logo which I placed at the top there does not appear. So you might get cases like this. Like I said, this is a free theme, and sometimes you get some unexpected limitations. So this is one of them. So for some reason my logo is not displaying there. So that's it. So since it's something which is free, you just have to make do with it. But you can already see what's happening there. You already have a website that has been installed in less than a few minutes. You've already gotten a website there. So you don't even have any knowledge of design, but there you already have a website installed. So if we go now to the dashboard, if you want to go to the dashboard, if you are logged in, you just put slash WP admin. That if you already logged in before, you want to go back to the dashboard. Sorry, you just put slash WP admin, and you've gone back to the dashboard of your website. So this is our dashboard now, and it looks now a little bit much more complex than it was before, because we have added a lot of new things there. So that makes it interesting. If we come to pages, at least we already know how this works. The pages is naturally where the pages of the website will be found. As you can see, we have the about page, means this page here, this guy. We have the home page, which is normally the main page of the website. So the home page is like the first page that a user will see, or somebody will see when we visit your website. That's what you call the home page. So the very first thing that the person sees, that is this particular page we see, is what we call the home page. We have the about page too. We can open that and see the about page with its own content and everything else there. We have the contact page, which is naturally where someone can just type in message and then send to you and receive. So that the design is actually really there. You just need to do some touches and then everything is fine. So those are the pages there. We have post, and here we have posts. So like I explained before, WordPress in the very beginning was made mostly for kind of for creating articles where you have categories and everything, just like in newspapers. But now with time, WordPress has kind of evolved now to a level where you can actually design websites to it. But the functionality of post has still been kept in there. If you notice blog, if you heard the term blog before, yes, someone says I'm a blogger. So normally this is what they actually use. They have a content management system, probably Joomla, Drupal, or even WordPress, where they have that ability to create posts. They create posts and categories. So a post is simply this single item you see here, and then the category is just a group. For example, if you want to explain or create post for football, it means you need a category football, and whenever you create a post football, you just give it that particular category. So whenever you create a post that is related to football, you just give it the football category. That's just it. So as you can actually see here, if you notice, we have this particular post, and you see here the category. This is uncategorized by default, but you see that this one is film, photography. Means that this guy here, these two are under the same category. Meaning that if someone comes and says, I want to see all the posts that fall under this particular category, they will see this and this. So that's just the idea there. But you don't need to actually bother much about it. If you already have access to the dashboard, it makes it much more easier for you. It's just for you to move your mouse up and down, left and right, and just check things. Even if you don't know what it means, you try to click, open it, do research on the internet, and you're going to understand how those work. So it's not very complicated. Okay, so perfect. We already have our design. What else? So to edit this, to edit a particular page, you can come to pages. Just come to pages. We have the pages there. You see that it has this small bar indicating on the side called Elementor. Remember, I did say a few minutes ago that there is a plugin, a free plugin and a paid plugin form called Elementor. So Elementor is a page builder. It comes in two forms. We have the free Elementor, and then we have the Elementor Pro. So Elementor Pro now adds more features to the free version. So that's what they actually mostly do. So they give you a free version that has certain features, but majority of the features, they are locked. If you want those features to be unlocked, then you need to then buy the pro version. And when you buy the pro version, you add it now to your website, and it's going to add more features to the free version, sorry. So if we check plugins, we go to plugins and we check plugins now, we should see the plugins which are already installed on the website. So there, so those are them. So like I already said before, if you are not using a plugin, get rid of it. So to save resources of your website, so avoid things from making slow. So you just get rid of it if you don't need it. So but now that we have deleted them, everything is fine. If I refresh, okay, alright, so now let's go and edit this particular page. So how do you now modify this page? How do you modify the content? To do so, we have this particular menu at the top here and everything that has to do with it. If we come to customize, just click customize there, open customize. So I may have forgotten to indicate to you, but when you're logged in as an administrator, just look at the top here of the website. So when you log in as an administrator and you try to open a website, you get this particular top bar. This top bar here is to guide you in managing a particular page, and you can only see this top bar when you're logged in as an administrator. It means if someone else comes and logs in here, they won't be able to see that. So I think I want to show you the customize area there. So if we go to the customize, cool. Okay, now this customized area has a lot of interesting features in. So this is what you will normally now use to do some certain changes on the website. You see, if just by moving my mouse over, we get some kind of blue line or wish with an edit icon there. If I click on this, see what happens? Takes me somewhere, takes me to the primary menu, and you can kind of see what's happening here. It says that this is a primary menu, this is a search here. So this is a search, this is a button, this is a primary menu, this particular menu. So that's practically all that. uh, just do the modifications there and everything is fine. So the changes are very easy. So click the logo there. So this is the logo which I actually placed before, but for some reason it was not displaying. So I'm going back in there now and I'm seeing that there is this creative edit room. Maybe this is actually what is displaying. So I'm going to remove this and see if we remove that too. So okay, so I've removed it and you see that my logo is back. It means everything is fine there and I can just publish. So whenever you do changes, especially in the area of the customize, you have to remember to publish. It's very, very important. If you do not publish or publish, you will not actually keep that setting or that option which you've applied. So if I come here now and just click on publish, and I come now and I refresh, we should see that particular yeah, the logo now appears at the top there. Perfect. So we have done one change on our website. We've just done the modification there of the logo. So to do the modification, you can come to the customize and you explore. So just come in here and just check out, explore how it works. If you're finding difficulties, just search for the Astra theme. Take the name of the theme you're actually having and then do research on the internet and you'll get very, very useful information how it works. Okay, so I want us to see now how to manipulate this menu. So this is what we call the menu of the website. The menu is simply there to help us navigate or move from one page to another page on the website. So that's the main use of the menu there. As you can see, we can move from one place to another with that. And at the top here, even you have those categories. Remember the photography category you saw before? Yeah. So if I click here now, it's a category, and then if we check in there, we see the two posts that fall under that category. We have this guy here and this other guy. So you have advertising, and you're going to get this on post too. And you even have leave a comment. If I click here, I can comment. So it just makes things very, very easy. The design is already there, you're just using it as it is. So if I say I comment, and that's it, and then I just click post comment, I've posted a comment on this particular website. Okay, so one other thing I want us to see is to look at this particular link here. Now see what happens. So the link displays this format. You have the date, and then it shows you now the what we call the slug of that particular post. So the slug is simply the title or something that represent the post, but it is divided with these minus signs at each point. So it just divided instead of space, you use those particular points to divide a slug. So but we do not want it to look like this. It makes it too complicated. What if, for example, we have a post? If I go here and we'll go to post, for example, and we have this particular post called hello world, and I try to view the post. Open view, see what happens. We have this complicated date there, but won't it be easier if a user or someone who comes to your website can only do something like this? Let's get rid of this and then access this particular post. It will make things very, very easier, and it's also very, very good for your website. All right, so to make this, we can come to the WordPress dashboard and go to settings. So you go to settings, we have the settings option, and then we'll go to permalinks. Go to settings and then we'll go to permalinks, and we have the common settings here. We just change the structure to post name, as simple as that. You just change the structure to post name. You scroll down, you can keep everything here as default, you don't need to change that, and then you just click save changes. And if we go back to the website now and we use this particular link to open, you will notice that the link is going to work, and still that it still opens hello world. Everything is fine here just by accessing with the link. So if you want to change a permalink or remove a dates from the URL of your website link, then that's what you should do. You just go to permalink options and change that. So now let's see the menu of this particular website. The menu will go to appearance, we'll go to menu, and if I scroll down, we have the menu. So we have a menu that appears there, but it's just called menu. Okay, so this is a particular menu. I think this is it because we see design. If we go to the website, and yeah, I see design, I see film, and that's it. So this is actually the menu that is appearing on the front page there. So this is category, which is the post categories. We have post categories like design, like film, like advertisement, like photography, and everything else. So this is where you actually modify the menu. So if you want to change something or remove something, just click here and you do that. So I even have a video on YouTube that can actually show you how to play around with menus in WordPress. I think after the installation, it does not matter if you install on localhost or on the internet. You can still look out the videos which I have on YouTube. I think I should show you a preview of it so that you know how to check that out. So if I go to youtube.com and I will just search easy things there. Hope this connection does not fail me. And I think if we go to my channel, just there, your channel. Okay, so if I go to playlist and the WordPress Made Easy playlist. Okay, so this is the WordPress Made Easy playlist. I will even well, I might even send the link in the group chat there. So this is the WordPress Made Easy link. So the tutorial is still ongoing, but there's so much which I've explained of the basic, that is the very basis of WordPress. So much that has been explained there, from the tools. If you're someone who wants to do the installation offline, then you will like what has been indicated there. How to log in as an administrator in case you forget, how to create users in case you forget. So everything has been indicated there. It's very useful tutorial, so you can look that up later on. So but that's practically it. If I come here, for example, at the menu and I remove this contact, or I remove a podcast, let's say we don't need this, I just need to click and open this, and then I click remove. Simple. So there is a remove button there. You just click remove and then you save the menu. So if I come back now and I refresh, I think everything is okay. So I think we've seen practically a lot already. We've seen how to come up with a very simple website in few minutes. So you see that the website is already there. All is left is for you to modify. Just the modification that's left. So in our future master course, I think we're going to show you how to work properly with the Elementor plugin. So we're not really going to go into details with that today, but you have the Elementor plugin at the top here. And if I want to edit this page, because this page was actually made with Elementor, if I want to edit it, then I simply need to come here and then just click edit with Elementor, and it's going to edit this particular page. That is the current page which I clicked that button on. So it's going to edit it. It takes some few minutes and then it actually goes on there. I think in some few minutes everything will be fine. Come on, connection is not good. Okay, so perfect. So you see that as we've edited now there, so we get access now to the blocks. So you have all those blocks with the text. You can modify that. You can change the image. You can you can play around with things here, modify the images, add content, put links to whatever you want to do. But we're not really go into details with that, but I will just want to show you that this is actually possible. Now it is for you to get this very basic idea now and go there and then go out there and expand your knowledge on it. So you already know now how it starts, so you should know how to expand your knowledge on it. So I think I'm going to end this for today. We've actually seen so much. I'm really going to end this for today. But I think if there's anything you do not understand, if there's any question you can ask, you can send a question in the group, and we are very much willing to answer you. So this particular design is going to stay online for a while, of course, because you might want to check it out. So it's easythings.net if you want to look it up. So that's it. And the very interesting thing with such designs is that they come mobile responsive. When I say mobile responsive, I mean automatically when you just do that installation, it is responsive on mobile devices. That is a very, very, very first basics of a website design, a very good website design. That it should be mobile responsive. Mobile responsive meaning that when someone opens your website on on a mobile phone, it should look good. It should be very, very nice. It should be visible to the users on mobile. Very, very important. So that's one of the good properties of that is the properties of a good website. So you see that this one is already mobile responsive, so you don't need to bother about that. Just by clicking that, you get this site that opens up. You can close it, and then that. So I think we've seen so much which you can kind of evolve from this point. So thank you very much for being part of this particular course today, and I think that's it. We'll just